Did you see that viral video of a dog giving accurate answers to simple math problems? We did too, and we were just as impressed as you were. But it raises a question that I'm sure you've asked yourselves. How did they train their dog to do that? Is it all just treats and positive reinforcement? Well, some viewers found it hard to believe and argued that it was staged or even said it was AI generated. But did you know that on average, dogs have the intelligence of a 2-year-old child and can solve some simple math problems? Hi, I'm Dr. Kathryn Dench, a qualified veterinarian of nearly 20 years who has witnessed more dogs than I can count being trained during that time. In this video, I'll react to some of the most adorable dog training videos online. Isn't that great? It's clear how the retriever's reaction influenced the puppy into doing the same. This isn't all that surprising, because dogs are known for their ability to imitate actions, especially when they see other dogs or humans do something repeatedly. We see something else at play here too, which is social learning. The puppy didn't learn through direct training, but by being part of the social environment where the behaviour was modelled. This reflects dogs' social nature, where learning often happens through interaction and observation. So now you know how easily dogs learn through imitation. The next time you train your pet or watch them interacting with another animal, remember that they are learning, observing, and growing in ways that might surprise you. And who knows, maybe your pet's next trick will be inspired by what they see around them, just like the puppy in that clip. The next video we'll watch has some take-homes about training German Shepherds. They're an incredibly high-energy breed and can be really difficult for new dog owners to train.
Sit. Hello. 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 Sit. Sit. Hello. 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 Yes.
It's always such a joy to see German Shepherds. Their energy and eagerness are contagious, but they can be overwhelming for some owners due to their high energy levels, strong protective instincts, and their need for consistent training and exercise. So please think carefully about whether they're the right breed for you before taking one on. As they are high energy dogs, your training sessions could run long, since it might take a few tries. As you see in the video, the first bit went very well as the pup obeyed all the instructions until the treat came. The trainer did great in the second half, reinforcing the instruction until it was obeyed. You don't want to cave in and give the treat halfway into your third or fourth practice just because they did well the first time. Instead, you want to establish that the only way they'll get the treat is to sit and to obey the command, or eventually to obey the command without being given a treat. Another method you can use to train these dogs to sit is to ensure they're in a standing position and then hold their favourite treat close to their nose. If you move your hand away slightly and towards their forehead, they can follow it into a sitting position that you want.
Okay, ready? Sit. Shake. Good girl. Scoot down.
Good girl.
And she takes treats too.
Good girl. Good girl.
Here we can see again the effectiveness of consistent instruction in training a very excited dog. You see how the instructor doesn't break character when the hyper dog reaches towards her hand for the treat, but maintains her stance and control by making good use of the leash until the expected action has been completed. Something to note here is the positive reinforcement that came regularly throughout this video. In case you were wondering, yes, dogs recognise positive reinforcement and respond well to praise. It can be almost as much a reward during training as the treats that they receive. These videos have been fun so far. We've seen firsthand how smart dogs are at picking up cues during training. On the other hand, as pet parents, we can see the importance of firm but gentle behaviour to keep your dog disciplined and focused so that they can clearly understand what's expected of them.
How to build a bond with your dog.
Yes. All right.
Step 1, lure under your leg with a treat.
Yes.
Mark and reward. Step 2, take slow, big steps, luring with a treat. Step 3, fade the treats. Step 4, weave. Add in your cue.
Yes.
Good girl.
This dog trainer here certainly is an expert. Watch how freely he flows with the training, guiding her to take the actions that he wants. The dog looks like she's having a great time because she knows exactly what's expected of her. and the overall outcome is a brilliant performance that we could watch all over again. If you're at the stage of training your dog where you're trying to phase out the treats and add commands, you'll find this video very helpful. It can be quite difficult to potty train a dog, but that is a well-trained puppy. Looks like this pet parent has cracked the code. There are some things to keep in mind when trying to potty train your dog. Choose a designated spot. Firstly, decide where you want your pup to go potty. That might be outside or on an artificial grass tray or some other type of potty like we saw in the clip. If you're going for outdoors, pick a corner of the yard and always take your dog there. If it's indoors, try to keep your pup's potty in the same place. Establish a routine. Take your puppy to the potty, outside, or wherever you want them to pee frequently, like every 1 to 2 hours. The best times are after meals, after naps, or playtime. This routine will help you to establish predictable potty times. Praise and reward. Immediately after your dog has used their toilet area, praise them with enthusiasm and offer a treat. This is similar to how treats are used to train them to sit, give their paw, or play catch. Supervise. Keep a close eye on your dog when they're inside or away from their potty area. If you catch them in the act of going to the bathroom indoors, quickly take them to the right place to finish and then praise them. Crate training. When you're not supervising, use a crate. Dogs naturally avoid soiling their sleeping area, so a crate helps encourage them to hold it until they're outside. And be patient. Accidents will happen, especially with puppies. Never punish your dog for accidents, simply clean up the mess and continue with the training process. Now you may notice that I didn't mention using puppy pads, those kind of absorbent pads that you can get. Now the reason is that while pads can be useful to catch accidents while you're getting started, it can backfire if your pup decides they're only going to potty on the pads. Or worse, if they start looking for other surfaces with a similar texture, like rugs or furnishings. With the right approach, your puppy can become a well-mannered member of society, like the one we just saw. You can consider your house training successful if 1 to 2 months go by without accidents, although regression can still occur if there are changes in their environment.
How I taught Emma.
Is this another Emma? Oh wait, it's the same puppy from that first video.
Chop it. Yes. Step 1, chase. Limited distractions. Get your dog excited about an object and toss a short distance. Yes. Step 2, return. After tossing the ball, be very positive and excited, calling your dog back.
Yes. Good girl. Good job. Good job, Emma.
Step 3, drop it. Introduce the bait and switch. Toss one object. Go get it, Emma. Bring it here, bring it here, bring it here. Pull out a second. Drop it. Yes. Mark and reward when they let go of the ball. Step 4, get rid of the second object. Bring it here, bring it here. Pop, 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 pop. Drop it. Yes.
Good girl.
Add in distractions. Drop it.
Yes.
And distance individually.
Look how much she's grown. Emma's dad sure knows how this works, and the video shows the progression of training exceptionally well. It builds up from small indoor distances to being outside with a long leash and finally to free rein. You can see how he builds anticipation, first by tossing the ball a short distance to encourage the dog to chase after it, and at the same time he's aware that dogs have a short attention span, so he calls her back to redirect her attention. With this, he was able to establish the foundation of fetch, teaching her to focus on the object and engage with it enthusiastically. This method also utilised a gradual, limited distraction introduction to the game, and is certainly more effective than trying to go all out in one evening. There's not really much to say here as he covers everything so effectively. Just remember not to overdo it, particularly with an excited dog, as they will just keep going even when they need to rest. Also remember to care for your dog during training and playtime, as they are prone to joint issues and sudden turns could increase the risk of injuries like a cruciate rupture. But great job, Emma's dad. One thing many dog owners want to train their dogs to do is to shake a paw, and there's a number of ways to do that. Let's see which method this video employs.
If you want to teach your pet how to do paw, just put some treats in your hand and give it to her like this and have her try to get it out with her paws. Oh, good girl.
Well, that's quite a simple method right there, particularly for smaller breeds. One thing that was missing though was clear communication and a cue. So training without a cue can potentially confuse or frustrate a dog during paw training and could make it difficult for them to understand the goal. This frustration can even create a risk of the dog fighting to get the food off you, leading to some kind of food aggression. Plus, it could also be overstimulating for your dog, which would defeat the purpose. A more effective method for teaching paw or shake typically involves having the dog sit, holding a treat in one closed hand, saying paw or shake, and waiting for the dog to naturally lift their paw to investigate the treat. As soon as they lift their paw, you reward them with the treat and with praise. You can gradually add in a hand motion or a verbal cue, and then you practice it repeatedly with patience. The key is to make the training positive, clear, and consistent. Regardless, that was a very cute watch, and it looks like the method worked for her.
Go. How are you, mate? You okay? Nice to see you. Nice dog you have here. It doesn't bite? It does? Oh my god, let's see. Well, I'm not doing anything. Why don't you ask me to stay away? Will bite? No. No. Oh my god. Nice dog, mate. What's his name? Okay, you wanna come for a walk? Let's walk around. Why? Oh my god. Really? Oh, Jesus. What? That's a nice dog. He looks after you? You think so? You trust him? Oh.
Wow. If you ever want to get a guard dog or have one already and want to train them, my advice is to do so with a professional. In fact, for safety's sake, I'd insist that you never attempt to train your dog to be a guard dog or to show aggression by yourself, but only with a professional trainer. The reason that this is so important is that dogs that are bred for their aggressive tendencies have to learn how and when to channel that aggression. They're capable of inflicting serious bite injuries and in some cases even killing, especially children. A trainer will help recommend the right breed for your specific needs. Common choices include German Shepherds, Rottweilers, Doberman Pinschers. And professional trainers also conduct foundational obedience training such as your basic sit, stay, calm and heel commands, as well as teaching your dog how to distinguish between normal interactions and genuine threats. We saw in the video that the dog was alert right from the start of the interaction, but at one point he became even more defensive and started positioning himself between the child and the potential threat. He remained close to the child and he never once attacked until the man lunged at the boy, at which point he was an active threat to the child under the dog's protection. This is why you must wear protective gear like this man has on when you're training a guard dog. Children must also be taught how to interact with the protective dog, even if it's there to protect them. Finally, in everything that you do, don't substitute a guard dog for adult supervision. Remember that guard dogs are dangerous. If you don't know what you're doing, there's more of a risk that the dog will hurt your child rather than protect them. So it's been fun watching and reacting to these dog training videos, and it looks like we covered everything, but we didn't mention treats. So as we saw, they're a great way to motivate your dog during training. But you want to be mindful of what treats your dog is consuming, as they're essentially part of the diet. For healthy yet tasty treats, Paw Origin's full spectrum Happy Forever CBD Chews is the way to go. They contain vet-approved hemp oil that serves numerous health benefits for your canine friend. Check that out at paworigins.com. Hopefully you have some new tricks up your sleeve to try with your dog in your next training session. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.